This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of Phatts TV, sanctioned by PA Phatts and the non-genetically proven son. Any and all words have been authorized during the show. There is nothing off limits. Nobody is restricted from watching or participating in the show. It is a free-for-all. Commencing at the siren, any and all discussions will be legal for an extended period of time. Sports, politics, and any and all controversial topics will be talked about. You have been warned. May God be with us all.
Now I'm not unmuted.
There you go.
Hey, always forget that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Phatts TV on this Tuesday night, October the 27th, 2020. One day before Crazy Aunt Roz's birthday. So we got to remember to wish her a happy birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
You bump your camera up about 2 inches. Very good. 7 days, ladies and gentlemen. 7 days until my favorite day of every 4 years. Election Day. Yes, I am that nerd. And boy, are we going to have some fun 7 days from now. Be live streaming starting at 5 o'clock, Election Day. We're going to be taking you all through the night. Going to be looking at a bunch of states. We're also going to be looking at Senate races and House races. Hopefully our side keeps the Senate. Maybe, just maybe we could pick up the House. I'll be focusing in on races where the districts where Trump won in 2016, but the Democratic representative won in 2018 to see if we could flip some of the seats back to Republican. By the way, joining me at the top left of the screen, back in his underground bunker, he was like the groundhog the last couple of days. He snuck out and he did not see his shadow, so he stayed out of his bunker for the last few days. That is the... You didn't know where I was going with that, did you?
No.
That is the non-genetically proven son, who, though, is now back in his underground bunker, deep in the heart of Center County, Pennsylvania. He has to hide in the underground bunker because it's a bastion of progressivism where he's at.
All right.
So what's it like being back up there?
Well, I'm in a much smaller room again.
That's true.
So I have my whole setup. Got everything here. I got my socialism flag.
Yeah. That's pretty important.
That's very important.
It is. It is.
Got my Phatts TV disc.
Yeah. You could have turned that around to show the TV disc like right side up. There you go. Little shiny. You're glaring. There you go. There you go. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Right.
Anything else?
It's a little warmer up here again. My room was like 50 degrees.
Christine says we can't hear you well, so turn something up.
I'll put the mic back in.
Well, hold on a second. How's that? Say something.
Something.
Well, all right. Don't talk that. Talk your normal voice.
We're talking our normal voice now. Does it sound a lot better?
How's that, Christine? Did that get better? I might be a little too loud now. How's that, Christine? Did that get better? So as we wait for her, we had one hell of a weekend, didn't we?
Got up early.
It started actually before the weekend with the debate Thursday night. That was rip-roaring. If he stays closer, it's good. So stay closer. Or
Okay.
or put the other mic back in.
Let's put the other mic.
and turn up the volume.
How does that sound?
To me, it sounds the same. The debate was quite interesting, to say the least. As I was watching it and commentating, at the same time, I thought both candidates did pretty good. But going back and rewatching it without getting distracted with my commentary, which, by the way, that was my commentary. It was pretty kick-ass, don't you think? What do you think there, non-genetically proven child?
I guess your commentary was okay.
Oh, God, that sounded horrible.
Oh. That's the microphone.
There, that was good. For some reason, it goes in and out. See, now it sounds really good.
Okay. I'm like 6 inches from it, so.
Okay. But one thing I do want to talk about, I could see it. One thing I do want to talk about was the very last question when Grandpa Joe, as he was getting tired and looking at his watch, he basically said, yeah, he's going to phase out fossil fuels. You want to talk about making a mistake. That's something you don't want to say. I mean, granted, the progressives are going to love that answer, but
the Pennsylvanians that may be flipping, that
yes.
work in the fossil fuels or the fracking or whatever.
Yes.
That could be flip votes.
Yes. Yeah, he didn't do himself any favors in our state, that's for sure.
No.
Not that I think he's going to win our state anyway. The latest non-biased polls that I saw today have Trump up about 2% in Pennsylvania.
He was saying 2-3 in his speech.
Yes.
And he goes, it may not be a lot. No, that's a lot.
That is a lot. Compared, it was 0.71% last time, I believe. Something like that.
Right.
But as I always say, you can't believe the polls.
Right.
I'm going to give you an example of why you can't believe the polls. So a couple days ago, the newspaper with the best record of always telling the truth, the New York Times,
oh, yeah,
came out with a poll that said Grandpa Joe was up 7% in Philadelphia. In Pennsylvania. 7%.
He was only up 7% in Philly.
Yeah.
Trump's going to carry this state pretty easily.
So he's up 7% in Pennsylvania, but in Philadelphia County, he's getting 73% of the vote.
Right.
Sounds like a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. Wasn't it a little... Didn't Hillary get more than that, though?
Hillary got 85% of the votes.
So Hillary lost the state by 0.73.
Ish.
Joe's going to get 10% less in Philly and win the state by 7?
Yes. Now, that's according to the New York Times. Yes. Now, for those of you that watch this show from other states, and I know there's plenty of you, Philadelphia County in Pennsylvania is the largest county in population in the state. I believe, there was about 6 million votes cast in Pennsylvania in 2016. Philadelphia County had more than 10% of those votes. They had about 700,000 of those votes.
Right.
So if we get roughly the same amount of votes in this state, and he's getting 8 to 10% less in Philadelphia, and if he's going to win by 7, he's got to pick up 300,000 votes somewhere else in the state.
There is nowhere else to pick up those kind of votes.
Now, of the 60 some odd counties that are in Pennsylvania, Hillary, besides Philadelphia County, only won 10 more. 10.
Right.
Where are you going to pick up 300,000 votes in the state? It's almost a statistical improbability. You are going to have to flip. You'd have to find votes. Or you're going to have to flip 1/5 of the Trump voters.
Christine says the Amish.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, the Amish are definitely going for Biden.
The Pennsylvania Dutch.
Not according to the people that we saw yesterday. And we'll get to that in a moment.
Got like 20 of them.
We'll get to that in a moment. So yeah, where in the world is he going to find 300,000 votes? The simple answer, he's not.
Luzerne County.
Well, speaking of Luzerne County, they have, supposedly, I haven't gone back and verified this yet, but I will, picked the winner of each presidential race since 1932. 32.
She did not mean for Biden. She meant the Amish is definitely not going to go for Biden.
Yeah. Yeah, the Amish is definitely not going for Biden. So, Trump won. I don't have my graph up that shows all of each county in Pennsylvania, but Trump won Luzerne County by somewhere between 15 and 20% last go-around. It's not swinging for Biden. I don't care that Grandpa Joe grew up in Lackawanna County, which is the county immediately to the north of Luzerne County, for the first 9 years or so of his life. BFD. Big fucking deal. He's not flipping Luzerne County. He's not flipping any county. I can't see him flipping any county in the state of Pennsylvania. There was no county where Trump barely won it in 2016.
Erie.
Now you're going to make me pull up those statistics, aren't you?
No, you don't have to. I'm pretty sure you only won that by like 3%.
Aren't you? You're going to make me pull up those statistics.
What other county could be flipped? No, Center County went for Hillary.
Only by like 1%.
I was gonna say Center.
Yes. Yes. Let me see here. Let me pull up the county by county statistics. I use, by the way, uselectionatlas.org. That's where I get all my election information from.
Wow.
Dave, the guy who runs the website, gets very accurate numbers, county by county, across the United States. Very accurate.
Sounds good.
I've checked several counties over the last elections going back to 1980, and I've never seen any mistakes in comparing to what the state websites have. So, in 2016, in Erie County, well, you're about right. Trump won it by 1.57%. He got about 1,945 more votes.
Okay.
So yes, there was one close county. While we're here, he carried Luzerne County by 19.3%.
Okay.
Yeah. So, looking at the shading of each county, the next closest county after Erie County is, and you disappeared for a second there, is Mercer County, that he carried by about, no, hold on, that's not right. Cumberland County, he beat Hillary by 17%. That may be the next closest. So, other than Erie County, there's not really any closer counties in the state. And sorry you disappeared there for a second, but that's the way it is. That's the way it goes. So yeah, I don't think Grandpa Joe did himself any favors by saying he's going to eliminate fossil fuels, which includes oil, by the way.
Oh, so yeah, no cows.
No cows. Cows make oil?
Cars,
I didn't know cows make oil. Huh.
Cars, no bikes.
Go figure. Go figure. Cows make oil. Who would have thunk? Who would have
Maybe they
thought
do.
cows make oil?
Maybe there's oil cows instead of milk cow.
Yes. So, yesterday, let's fast forward to yesterday.
Yesterday.
Monday. I took the day off of work.
I took the day off of school.
You don't have class on Monday.
Exactly. Took the day off of school.
You don't have class on Monday. The alarm in our house went off at 5 a.m.
Mine went off at 5:15.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I was sitting at a movie theater in Lidditch, Pennsylvania at 6:35.
You were standing outside a movie theater in Lidditch, Pennsylvania at 6:35.
I put my chair out.
Okay, but you were not inside a movie theater.
I was next to a movie theater, waiting in line to see our gracious president.
At 6:35 a.m.
6:35 in the morning.
Before the sun came up.
I was outside for a solid hour before the sun came up. In the rain, in the cold.
Yes.
For a speech at 1:30.
Yes. So our magnificent president had a speech about a half an hour from where I live in Lidditz yesterday. He actually had three speeches in Pennsylvania yesterday. Christine asked a question: do you expect the lines to be longer on 11-3? No. Actually, I don't, because there's several 100,000 more mail-in votes going on this election. So
I have a feeling our lineup here might be kind of long.
I don't, because there's a gazillion polling places around you.
Do you have to go to the one that's
Yes.
on your card?
Yes. Oh. That's the only one that's
I gotta go to the hub. I gotta go to the main polling place on campus. Oh, there might be a lot of people there.
That's not where you told me that was. You told me yours was over by the golf course.
No, you said mine was over by the golf course.
That's what the website said.
And then when I got my card, it's the hub.
Okay. So you have to go to the hub. Big deal. Get your ass out of bed and be there at 7 in the morning when the polls open.
7 in the morning. So you're funny. You're real funny.
You were just at a movie theater at 6:35 in the morning.
True.
There you go. There you go.
True.
Polls are open for 13 hours. I think you could find 13 hours to go over there.
Are you sure?
I'm very surprised your card set. We're gonna verify that after the show. Because that's not what the address said when we looked up the address.
A call from Wickensburg, PA.
Ooh, what?
I'm getting a call from Wickensburg, PA. 412-501-4523.
Okay.
If it's important, they will leave me a message.
Oh, you should have You should have answered and said, "You are live on Phatts TV right now. Speak your piece."
Nah, it's okay.
We could have had our first call in.
I don't really want to know who that is.
They had our first call in.
Wickensburg, PA.
You know, wait. What was the number?
412 something.
Well, you need to find the number because that number actually sounds familiar.
All right. 412-501-4523.
Yeah, I know whose number that is.
Whose number is that?
Uh-huh. You sure you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
It's the old lady that lives in the skook.
Okay.
She obviously moved out to the western part of the state.
What to say? Do you even know where Wickensburg is?
It's out in the western part of the state. It's run by Wiccans, apparently.
Wickensburg, PA.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, Christine, I really don't... I mean...
That is right next to Pittsburgh.
There you go. There you go. I don't really know. I mean, do I think lines are going to be longer? I don't know. In Wilmelsdorf, when I went to vote 4 years ago, there wasn't a line. Maybe it was just the time of the day that I went.
I remember there was one year we were in the polling place for over an hour.
There was one year where when we lived in Fritztown, where we were waiting in line for over 2 hours.
Was I with you?
Yes. You were young. You were little.
I don't remember that. I'm glad I don't remember that.
It was wrapped around the church where we voted.
Jesus. So for president, at least?
Yes.
Okay.
It was the election of 2004.
Bush.
Yes. We got home just a little bit before polls closed. We got in line at about 5:30, right when I got home from work. You, me,
Please
and...
tell me you voted third party.
No, and I did not.
But to say, please don't tell me you waited in line for 2 hours to vote for third party.
I didn't vote. You voted.
Ugh. No, you voted. I pressed the buttons. And then I pressed the big green button and said vote.
So you voted.
No, you signed the card or the page to vote.
I just told you who to vote for. You pushed the buttons. You pushed the big green button. You voted.
I should have voted for all Democrats.
Well, didn't matter. Bush won. So, and then he became a god-awful president. But needless to say, you know what, Christine? I tell you what, when I see the final registration numbers, which the state should release this week, I will compare them to 2016, and we will see how many more voters there are in Berks County than there was in 2016. Doesn't mean that they're all going to vote, but I do believe Berks County had a near 70% voting rate in 2016, so a lot of people voted in Berks County. Do you recall how long of a line you waited in? Like I said, I didn't have much of a line. There was one year where we waited about 45 minutes to vote in the Dorf.
That was probably 2008.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Probably voted third party.
I did.
Because it was McCain versus Obama.
I did. Christine says she waited 15 minutes. So, there you go. The good news is this time, Christine, you are retired, so you could go over whenever you choose. Whenever you choose. You get there and the line's long, you leave. You come back. That's how it works. Obviously, most people, the lines are the longest from about 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock or so. So, don't go over then. I plan on going somewhere around 11 in the morning, myself. Probably take a little walk downtown. Go for a walk that day as long as the weather's good. But, getting back to what we were doing yesterday. Yes, we picked up Team Phatts member Daryl, who lives in Lidditz, and we drove about 5 minutes south. And I tried to park at the movie theater.
Then the Secret Service said you will get towed.
Yep, Secret Service said we'll get towed because you weren't supposed to park at the movie theater. You were supposed to park at Spooky Nook. Nice name for a place on Halloween week. Spooky Nook. Here's the thing. Spooky Nook was 16 minutes away.
I know.
And you were supposed to take a shuttle bus over.
Drop us off. If you didn't drop us off, we may not have got a seat.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably.
We probably still would have got a seat. There was a lot of seats for like 20 minutes after we got there.
Yeah.
But
I dropped you off. I drove to Spooky Nook, dropped the car off, took the bus over. And we were probably about 400 deep in line already at 6:35 in the morning, I would say.
Right.
Maybe not quite 400 deep. But they also let the invited guests and the handicapped in first. So by the time we went through, it was probably about 400. But we got good seats. Whoa, estimated about 15th row. That's because when somebody got through the anal cavity search, he sprinted. Well, fast jogged.
By a Secret Service member.
Yes, it was probably about 1,000-foot walk from where you got the anal cavity search to where the seats were.
Right.
So you went ahead and saved us 8 seats because there was 8 Phatts fans there. How come you didn't go, Christine? Oh, it was bowling day. Bowling day. Seriously? You had a once-in-a-lifetime chance to see a populist president, and you want to go bowling.
Got my hat.
You could have bet. Yes, that's right. That's right. At one point, they're throwing hats, and he said, "I'm going to get a hat," and somehow you got a hat.
A minute later, walked back with a hat.
Yeah.
I'm not very tall. Got a hat though.
Nope.
3 people went after it, and it kind of fell right to my feet. Caught it before it hit the ground. Put it on my head.
Yep. You got a hat, and you got a shirt.
I did get a shirt. It says 4 more years. It's
Yep.
in that basket.
And then Team Phatts member Moom wanted a shirt. So I had to go to the potty. This is when the lines hadn't opened yet. And saw what looked to be a girl handing out shirts. Skinny, short, long hair, wearing a mask. So I said, "Excuse me, miss, can I get one of those?" And she said, "I'm a boy." I went, oops. Oops, sorry. Still not sure if she was actually genetically a boy. But who knows in today's day and age? Who knows? So yes, so about 2 o'clock the president started to speak, and it was electrifying, to say the least. I thought it was much better than when we saw him a few weeks ago up in Harrisburg. What did you think?
Yeah, the crowd was more into it.
Yes.
He was a little more into it.
Yes. Yes.
And we weren't standing for 8 hours.
No, we weren't.
So my feet didn't really hurt.
Wait, my feet didn't hurt. Your back didn't hurt.
Yeah, my back was more the one that hurts.
Yes.
By the end of his speech, my back did hurt. Just
Yes.
a little bit. And my arms, because I recorded like 20 minutes worth of film of it.
Yes. So, I'm going to play a couple things. Hopefully, I linked them right. We're going to find out. There's a chance that when I play the first one, at some point, YouTube might take me down.
You think for that video?
Yeah, because it's got a song in it.
It's not the real song, though. It's a mix.
You're right.
And it's all the same artist.
You're right. It is not. So...
It might not be copyrighted.
And I sent it to you because it was on somebody's YouTube channel.
Oh.
So... But it's not the person who did the re-song. You know.
Right. So yeah, you might get a copyright strike.
I might.
Maybe.
I might. So, this is a video that they played about an hour before Trump got to the stage. And I thought it was very interesting. That's why I wanted it. It's a kick-ass video, actually. So, and then in a little bit we're going to play another video. Kind of how he ends all of his speeches, and I just always like it. He's my favorite line of every speech is in this, so... All right, let's play this video. It's a little bit over 2 minutes long. So hopefully you like it as much as I do. Let's see here. Okay, that worked out well. It didn't play. Not really sure why. It played when I tested it. Okay, so, don't know. Let's try it again. Nope, not yet. So, here's what we're going to do. I will work on getting it to play. And in the meantime, we'll skip ahead because I want Daniel to read something. And while he's reading it, I will see why it's not playing. So, there was somebody who, when you were in high school, went to school with you.
For 1 year.
Yes. They were a foreign exchange student from Germany, I believe.
Germany. She lived in Berlin.
Yes. Yes. And you, obviously, as Christine had already said, posted a lot of videos today. or yesterday about the rally.
Yeah, I posted most of the videos I took on Snapchat. I posted them, all of them on Instagram, and I posted them all on Facebook.
Yes. Okay, I think I might see why it didn't play. But anyway, so what, she sent you a message and then you replied. So why don't you read the message she sent you and then read your reply. And I got to admit, I was awfully proud of you in this reply. You might actually be my son.
It said, "Why do you vote for Trump? Are you completely dumb?" My reply, for anyone wondering, is that long. So I said, because I don't want a socialist country, and I want a populist as president. I don't need my taxes going over 50%. I don't want to pay for other people's college education. I don't want illegal aliens coming into my country. I don't want to pay for those illegal aliens' health care or for anybody else's health care. I don't want fossil fuels and fracking to be banned, as my state is heavy into those industries. Oh, I don't want to be in the World Trade Organization or the Paris Accord, as they cost us a lot of money. I don't want to be friends with communist China. I don't want our country to be shut down again from a virus that 99.9% of people survive, and the flu is more dangerous but nobody cares, and everyone listens to the media. I don't want a clueless president who has to hide in his basement for 5 days a week because he can't work. And I don't want Kamala Harris to be my president. I'm a freedom-loving patriot, and I will stand with President Trump. If you don't like that and can't deal with having a Trump person on your friend list, just unadd me.
Now, like I said, I thought that was very good, except for the last sentence.
Just unadd me?
I would have said something like, trying to educate. I understand why you think the way you do, because I'm sure over in Germany, all you hear is this bad stuff about the president, yada, 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 yada. But this is the real story. Mm-hmm. I will be happy to discuss it with you more about why Trump is, and then went into the populist thing.
Right.
But no, I thought your reply hit the marks pretty good, personally.
That was literally, that was a reply you would have put, almost.
Yeah, it is. It is. All right.
I don't want this, I don't want that.
Yes. Let's see if I could get this to play. I have clicked on begin playing when media becomes live, so it should start to play. So, let's hope it plays.
What really matters is not which party controls our government, but whether our government is controlled by the people. For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government, while the people have borne the cost. The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. That all changes, starting right here and right now.
All right. So it actually played that time, which is good.
That's like the 5th time I've watched it, and I still get goosebumps.
It's a kick-ass video. I hope those of you who watch it liked it. You had the volume on again, huh?
I listened to him.
Yeah. My favorite part of that is it's just a small clip, but I believe it's from his inauguration speech where he says, and all of that ends now. And then it goes into the song part. Because that's awesome. Like, if you remember that speech, and I'm going to go back and rewatch it because I don't remember all of it, but it was a very populist speech. It was basically saying, elites, go fuck yourself. This is now the time of the common man.
I will probably be posting that video on my Facebook.
I will definitely be posting it as well.
You know, it's soon time for the video again. Trump can't win.
Yes.
That video.
Yes. Yes.
Funny, I love that video. And the guy at the end where he's like, ah!
All right, so...
Soon time for that video again.
Yes, yes.
It'll come this week.
So now don't forget, there is still one more Trump rally tonight. He's right on the Nebraska-Iowa border. And then he flies out to Arizona. I think he gives a couple in Arizona tomorrow. I'm still expecting him to come to Pennsylvania at least one more time. And again, if you are in driving distance, I encourage you to go watch a rally in person. They're great to watch on TV. And I always plug Right Side Broadcasting because they cover all of his speeches uninterrupted. And in his speeches when he always goes, you know, the fake news will not show you the crowd size, they do. They turn their cameras and you see from that corner all the way to that corner all the people. And I'm telling you, go ahead.
I guess the good thing is where I am, if it comes to Pennsylvania, I can basically go. Unless it's in, I mean, even if it's in Philly, you'll drive down to Philly.
Yeah, it's not, after what happened in Philly last night, though, it's not going to be in Philly.
But, you know, it's Pittsburgh, I'm only, 2 hours from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
If it's in Scranton, I'm 2 hours from Scranton. If it's in Erie, I'm only like 2.5 hours from Erie.
Yeah.
So I could basically go wherever it is.
Yes. I would hope for the people in northeastern Pennsylvania, and I have family up there, that he does go up there. Because they deserve a chance to see him. You have the Avoca Airport, so, right between Wilkes-Barre and Scranton. So, that's a prime place to see him. But I highly encourage you. He's great to watch on TV or on the computer, and I know the non-genetically proven son will attest to this, it's nothing like being there live.
No.
And, I'm approaching 50. I don't think we're ever going to see anything like this in my lifetime ever again. So
Joe's backyard.
We basically have one more week to witness this live. So, and he's got to come back to Pennsylvania sometime towards the end of this week, over the weekend. Maybe even he might end it. If you remember 4 years ago, his last rally was actually on election morning at 1 a.m. in front of about 35,000 people in Michigan. I have a feeling if he does the same exact thing this year, it's going to be in Pennsylvania.
I mean, if he wins Pennsylvania, he wins.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
He's pretty confident with Michigan as far as I know.
Yes, and the polls show him up in Michigan, the polls that I follow. Wisconsin is close. Like I said earlier, he's up by 2 in Pennsylvania. I still think he carries Minnesota. He's up 4-5 now in Florida. If you remember in election 2000, Baby Bush won it by 529 votes. Remember that? But 4 years later, he carried it by 3-5%. Very similar to what Trump is going to do. Trump is going to double his winning margin in Florida. the numbers coming out of Miami-Dade in early voting are unreal. Miami-Dade is a Democratic stronghold. Hillary wiped Trump's clock there 4 years ago. And through early voting, Trump is only down like 8% to Hillary. The last numbers I saw. I mean, Grandpa Joe is not going to wipe the butt, wipe Trump out in Miami-Dade this year. It's just not going to happen. It's just not happening. And supposedly, blacks are going to vote Republican for all-time highs, and his approval amongst black is at an all-time high. Rasmussen, I talk about the Rasmussen poll a lot. They do a daily presidential tracking approval poll where he's been polling in and around 50% plus or minus 3 for months, and that's where Obama was during the election of 2012. And they also do a weekly black approval poll, and he polled last week at 46% approval amongst blacks. That's like triple any Republican has ever gotten. I mean, if you guys, I know I have friends out there that are worried he's going to lose this election. Fear not. He is not going to lose this election. But anyway, I want to play one more clip from the rally, and it's basically how he ends every rally. This clip is just a shade over a minute long, and it's got my favorite line in it. And I know my kid, the non-genetically proven son, knows what the favorite line is. So let's see if this video will play.
With your help, your devotion, and your drive, we are going to keep on working. We are going to keep on fighting. And we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together with the incredible people of Pennsylvania, we have made America powerful again, our military. We have made America wealthy again, your stock markets, your 401ks. We have made America strong again. We have made America proud again. We have made America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Pennsylvania. Thank you.
Yay, it played.
I remember to turn off my speakers this time.
Very good. Now, the non-genetically proven son will attest his... All right, so what's my favorite line in all of Trump's rallies?
Winning.
So now, if you go back and watch that video, he goes, winning, then he pauses a little bit and goes, winning, and then he points again. He was pointing at me. He was?
Sure.
He pointed right at me.
Because we were to the left.
Yes, we were to his left. So, trust me, he was pointing at me. He knows me. I give him election advice all the time.
And there's and why haven't we toured the White House then yet?
Well, you haven't toured the White House.
Well, you haven't toured the White House.
That's because you didn't pass the FBI background check.
Oh. Sorry. Too much Trump stuff in a college room.
I do have one other video to show you, and I saw this on Twitter this morning, and I really liked it, so I stole it. So we'll get to that in a little bit. So yesterday, while he was given this speech, he did say that during the speech, he said, breaking news, Joe had put a lid on his campaign for the day, but he decided to break the lid and go give a speech in Delaware. Well, here he wasn't in Delaware, as it turned out. He went to Chester County, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So as we were driving back from the rally, after we got on the bus and took about over an hour to get back to the car, because just trying to get out of that area.
Right.
you will attest what the radio said is Biden gave a speech on a street corner in Chester County.
Right.
That is what they said.
His dignity, and he started working the corner.
Right. So, when did Joe Biden become a hooker? He's working a street.
I don't know.
He's working a street corner in Chester. I'm gonna have to go.
And he never left the corner because nobody wanted his services.
That's right. I'm gonna have to find out if geriatric prostitution is legal in Chester, Pennsylvania.
We both know someone who really hates Trump for not being in the military. Joe wasn't either, correct?
That's correct. He was not in the military. That's right. But yes, is geriatric prostitution legal in Chester, Pennsylvania?
Hey Siri, is geriatric prostitution legal in Chester, Pennsylvania?
Here's what I found.
That's...
She didn't find much.
No. Let's do this website. This is the first one.
Okay. So...
Oh, this is a PDF. Is this the law? It brought ncjrs.gov.
You should just go to the Al Gore invented internet and just type in geriatric prostitution and see what comes up. Or ask Siri, what's geriatric prostitution?
Hey Siri, what's geriatric prostitution?
Here's what I found.
Elderly prostitutes reveal dark side of South Korea's rise? The New York Post?
All right.
There you go. Wait, the Korean grandmothers who sell sex. BBC News.
That's geriatric prostitution.
There you go.
So, Biden's into geriatric prostitution, apparently. Did Jill, make him do this? And did you notice, he did an interview...
The one who wears the strap on. I don't know.
He did... Oh, God. I hope she lubes it for that old bastard. If you noticed, he did an interview, it was yesterday or Sunday, with Jill, sitting next to him, and, in the middle of it, he thought he was running against George.
George.
Yeah, he thought Donald's name was George. It's like...
Hey, George?
George. Yeah, Hey George. Yeah, it's a pretty good website. Yeah, he literally called him George. Twice.
The Curious Monkey George or whatever?
I don't know.
Whatever that show is called?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know.
George Trump.
What else did I want to talk about? There was something that I heard right before we went live that I wanted to mention. Of course, I didn't write it down. Of course. But yeah, when you said about 5 or 10 minutes ago that Trump might come to Philly. Trump's not coming to Philly. Here's what I want to say. There was breaking news that Pennsylvania is activating their National Guard for what's going on in Philly. For those of you that may not know what's going on in Philly, there was a domestic dispute yesterday afternoon. I don't know if it was a woman that called 911 on a guy or whatever, but it was a domestic dispute. Police showed up. There was a guy with a knife. He wouldn't drop the knife. The cops didn't on the video. Now, the video wasn't, the whole thing, obviously, and it was taken by a third party. But it shows the guy, it shows the cops, there was two of them backing up around a car, and it shows the guy with a knife, and he wasn't running after him, but he kept coming at the cops.
And this whole time they had their guns drawn.
Yes, the whole time they had their guns drawn, and they're telling him, drop the knife. He didn't drop the knife, he kept coming at him. So they pumped him full of lead. Probably excessively, personally.
Yeah, it was a little excessive.
Yeah, I think I counted 14 shots.
Yeah, it was a little excessive.
Yes. Don't know if they had tried tasing him earlier. Had no idea. Like I said,
I would hope they tried tasing him earlier.
I don't know. I don't know. But why you would come after cops who have their guns drawn with a knife?
Right.
You're basically asking to die. No, Maybe he was this. Maybe this is another George Floyd. He was on drugs.
Yeah.
We don't know. But needless to say, there was a shitload of rioting last night. 30 cops were injured. One got hit by a truck. Was a sergeant, a female sergeant. She broke her leg. She's in the hospital. So there's going to be, a week-long rioting over this. So Pennsylvania activated their National Guard today to help quell what's ever going to happen in the streets of Philadelphia. And there's other towns across the state, Washington, D.C. being one of them, that have basically told all their shop owners, start boarding up now because they figure there's going to be rioting on election night. So that means to me that they're figuring Trump is going to get reelected.
Let's say that's not good for internal polling.
Yes, and I kind of agree. I think there's going to be a lot of rioting after this election because that's what the other side does. If Biden were...
sit out, look out my window, and watch people complain on the streets.
Yes. If Biden were to win, I think eventually there's going to be a war in this country. Not the next day or the next week or the next month or even the next year, but it sets the stage. It's like we will become the Visigoths.
The Visigoths, and 700 years down the road, that is why the French Revolution happened.
Yes.
10 generations later, that is why they started the French Revolution.
Yes.
Sure.
So my college history professor says when I took a class on the French Revolution.
And you thought it'd be cool, and on the first day he starts talking about the Visigoths.
Yeah, it was a 15-week course. We actually got to the Revolution in about week 13 and a half.
Right.
But yes, we literally started with the Visigoths.
And you were just like, oh, this.
I was like, oh. Oh. So anyway, I put on my Facebook page tonight that this is the second to last show before the election. I have changed my mind. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a Thursday show. It's going to be, unless if something major happens, it's going to be predominantly sports-oriented Thursday. Because I had a really good another week of Phatts Fantastic 5, and I want to rub it in his face. So, we're going to do on Thursday.
We were tied if the Cleveland kicker can make an extra point. But no, he's got to pull it.
Yes. And trust me, we'll talk about the sham that happened during the Penn State game on Thursday.
Let's not talk about the Penn State game.
Oh, we got to bring it up.
Let's just keep our damn sanity.
So,
I'm now back in the metropolis where people are getting suspended now because they were out after the game. Without masks in groups of like 100.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of parties going on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And now a lot of people are getting in trouble.
Yeah. Well, you were here.
I was there. I will not be getting in trouble.
That's right. So, Thursday's show is going to be predominantly sports, again, unless if something major happens. He and I, unless if he doesn't want to do this, and that's perfectly fine if he doesn't want to, on Monday evening, I do not know the time yet, we are going to have a special Election Eve show of Phatts TV. We're going to go over a lot of information. If he joins me, and this is the first he's hearing about this, too, we are going to give our predictions of what we think the Electoral College is going to look like, complete with little colors around each state.
Wow.
So we're going to do that Monday. And, we're going to give the whys as to, why we think it's going to be the way it is. What we think the close states are going to be, what we think, is Trump is going to win North Carolina by X percent. Biden is going to win.
I guess I got to do a little bit of research on this.
You and I will talk about this. Don't worry. We're going to. I will hopefully get a chance to find the districts across the country that Trump won in 2016, that the Democrat House of Representatives whoever won in 18 that we might be
That's a
able
lot
to
of
flip
work.
back and take that. No shit, Sherlock.
That's a lot of work. That's so much.
Actually, I guarantee you I could do a Al Gore invented Google search and find it like that.
Yeah, just putting that into like an Excel.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of work.
Well, it's a good thing I had 2 years of high school typing.
Wow, you were typing in high school.
2 years.
Do you use the home buttons? Do you use those?
Yeah, I do.
I do not use the home buttons. I just look at the keyboard and just know where the keys
Yeah,
are.
can I type without looking? Sometimes I can, but
No, I cannot.
I'm
Type my name without looking.
I'm old and decrepit, so
I remember practicing the home keys. I hated it. I would type it like 30 words a minute, and then when I just wasn't using them, I'd type it like 70 words a
yeah.
minute.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, I'm just not going to use them.
Yes. So that's what we're going to do. Thursday show, predominantly sports. Monday, election preview with yours truly. Tuesday, 5 o'clock-ish. We're going to go live. Again, tell all your friends this is the place you want to be on election night. Have whatever you want on your TV. I don't care. But have it muted. This is where you want to be. I will have all the news of the election as it's going down live. It's going to be a fun night. My favorite night every 4 years. I don't know why. I'm a nerd when it comes to this stuff.
What's better, election night or when the Eagles can't win the Super Bowl?
Election
Or the
night.
Flyers can't win the Stanley Cup?
Election night. There's only one night better than election night. Nights better. We'll put an S on that.
When the Rangers win the Stanley Cup?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
When the Jets win the Super Bowl?
Nope. Don't think sports.
Sports.
Yeah.
When you get laid.
Yes! Very good. Very good. Those are fun nights.
Quite random.
Even if it's... Never mind. The old lady who lives in the skook is yours.
Oh.
I'm impressed you got that. All right. Do you have anything left to say before we show the last video?
I do not.
Okay. This last video is only about 35 seconds, so it's not big. And then we're just going to go and depart right from there. So, until we see you Thursday, again, spread the word about Phatts TV. Spread the word. Want to get more people watching this? I get a lot of people watching it after the fact, but I want to get people to watch it live. And again, if you want to come on with us anytime, you are invited. I will find a way to get multiple people on the show. I just have to figure out how to do it the right way. Supposedly with this program, I could get up to 7 or 8 people on the show at once. So I just got to figure out how. And I might have to get a cable to run to the monitor that I use for work. We were supposed to order one of them over the weekend and we didn't. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
An HDMI.
All right. So until we see you Thursday, 7-ish, unless if Trump has a rally somewhere, then we'll do it between rallies. So we'll end it with a video. Until then, WWG1.
WGA.
See ya. Let's see if actually if this one is going to work.